Spending time with family members during the holidays sounds great in theory, but in reality, it can be super stressful, especially when you're leaning towards a child-free life or have decided to be child-free, but the family doesn't know yet. People just love to ask the "when are you having a baby" question while they're dressing the salad or pouring their wine, as if your reproduction status is free for discussion among all the guests. So in this video, I share some tips to help you survive the holidays and cope with the intrusive questions that may arise. Let's dive in. If you've been with us before, you'll notice that the set looks completely different. I have a swivel chair and it keeps playing with it. We're in sunny Florida. Oh, it is so nice and warm here, visiting my family for the holidays, and we are having the best time. Okay, let's start by discussing the reason why the anxiety or stress exists in the first place. You have probably already been cornered at previous family events. I know I was. So at this point, you may feel that it's inevitable that the inquisition will happen, or maybe you just crossed a milestone like moving in with someone or getting married, or you're getting older. So the people around you feel like they have a right to question or pressure you. Whatever the reason is, I really want to support you during this time because it's so important to know that you are not alone and feeling this way about the holidays. We were just discussing holiday stress with the members of my private program and community, so I decided to put these survival tips together so that you too can benefit from what we discussed. And by the way, if you are feeling alone or lacking confidence around the choice to be child-free and would love to join an amazing community of like-minded women who are in your shoes, I invite you to book a one-on-one live call with me so together we can decide if my invite-only program is for you. We have live weekly calls, a private and confidential online community, amazing guest speakers, and lots of other exciting perks, all while making a ton of new friends. It's super easy. Just click the link in the description below and book a call with me. Okay, back to it. The first tip is protect your peace. I know it may not always be easy, but protecting your peace should be a top priority for you. If family gatherings are triggering, remember that you're an adult. So if you're traveling just a block away or all the way across the country, it's 100% in your right to make the decisions that are best for your mental health. The second tip is set clear boundaries. You can even try to do this ahead of time by explaining to the host that this topic is not open for conversation. They may even go ahead and pass your message along so as not to make you uncomfortable. It's not a guarantee, but definitely worth a try. I would also suggest that you take a few minutes to think through your boundaries and write them down. Be clear on how you are willing to handle situations so that you don't feel attacked while you're there. So for example, maybe you are okay talking about it with your sister-in-law, but you don't want to discuss it with your annoying uncle. Or maybe you decide to leave early before the inquisition begins. Another tip that works for me is to prepare an answer. This one is so important because being prepared can certainly help your stress level. When you're unprepared, you are way more likely to feel frustrated or upset. You need to think about, do you want to have a blanket answer for anyone who asks, or maybe you want to prepare answers for different people depending on your comfort level with them. For example, you can choose to be kind of direct by saying something like, "I'm not comfortable discussing this right now," and then change the topic by asking them a question back. And by the way, by saying right now, you're not saying that you owe them anything later. It's just a pushback strategy until you're ready, or if you're not ready to discuss it in the future. You can also say, "Asking me personal questions when we are all gathering makes me very uncomfortable. So please respect my privacy on this topic." Although that may be hard to say without being snarky sometimes, try to do it in a light and positive way. If they continue to grind you or they don't respect what you're saying, the next tip may help. Identify self-care tools. Even if you set boundaries, we all know that boundary violating behaviors can arise. The best way to cope is to have something prepared that will help you feel better. We all self-soothe in different ways, so you need to figure out what works best for you. Maybe you excuse yourself and go for a walk or go for a drive. Maybe you go into another room and watch a show or a movie that makes you laugh. You can also meditate, take some deep breaths, call someone who usually makes you feel better. There are so many different ways to self-soothe, so it's good to identify the tools ahead of time so you go in knowing that you have ways to comfort yourself. You can always, by the way, hop on here or any of our social accounts. Venting is welcomed. This next tip is more of a reminder. Your family's comments or questions are not a reflection of who you are. Any pressure of judgment stems from their own personal belief system and what they feel is right. Many times they are not even aware that they are making you uncomfortable because traditionally it's been completely acceptable to ask people about their baby plans. Also, they might enjoy parenting, so they don't want you to miss out on what they feel is their greatest joy, although it may not be yours. Please know that you cannot control the reactions to your boundaries, but what you can control is the way you communicate with them and the choices that you make in response to them. You will most likely want to let them know your choice once you feel confident, comfortable, and excited about the path that you choose. If you're feeling pressured, check out this video where I discuss the pressure to have kids, what it is, where it comes from, and most importantly, how to deal with it. We thank you, we appreciate you, and we're excited to see you next week.